Good evening, beloved child of God, and welcome to this sacred moment of stillness, where your weary heart can finally breathe again as the noise of the day begins to soften. This space we share right now is not accidental, nor is it random, for the Lord Himself has drawn you close so He can touch the wounds you've carried through every hour. You may have smiled today, you may have stayed strong, you may have pushed through, but God saw what no one else saw inside your heart. He saw the places where disappointment weighed heavily, the places where old pain whispered loudly, the places where you tried to hold yourself together when all you wanted was rest. And tonight, before you surrender to sleep, heaven desires to cradle the brokenness within you and breathe healing into every hidden place. So now, let your spirit settle as we enter prayer, because God is already leaning towards you with compassion deeper than language can express. As your body relaxes and your breath grows slower, may your heart open like soft petals lifting toward the morning light, ready to receive what only His presence can give. Tonight is not about trying to be strong. It is about letting God be the strength you no longer have the energy to carry. Tonight is not about pretending you're fine. It is about letting the Holy Spirit touch the places you've been afraid to face alone. Tonight is not about surviving. It is about being healed in the quiet tenderness of God's love. Father, as this precious listener comes before you tonight, let your peace move like warm oil over every hurt, calming the memories that replay, the fears that echo, and the disappointments that weigh on the soul. Let your Spirit breathe deeply into the creases of their heart, mending what was torn and soothing what has been aching for far too long. Let every burden loosen its grip, every sorrow soften its voice, and every anxious thought grow still under the covering of your gentle authority. Wrap them in the comfort that flows from your throne, and remind them that nothing they carry is too heavy for your hands. Tonight, let healing begin in ways they have long prayed for, long needed, and long hoped to feel. Lord, you see the bruised places, the ones caused by people they trusted, by seasons that stretched them thin, by losses they never expected, and by disappointments that cut deeper than words could ever describe. You see the tears they didn't shed but wanted to, the pain they tried to ignore but couldn't fully escape, and the silent questions they whispered only in the privacy of their heart. Tonight, come close to those wounded spaces with the mercy that never fails, and let your love transform sorrow into strength. Let every ache, every scar, and every lingering heaviness be held in your hands until healing has fully bloomed. Let this night become a turning point where brokenness begins to mend gently and divinely. Beloved, before we continue deeper into this prayer, pause right now and speak to your own heart. God is healing me tonight. Feel that truth settle over you like warm light in a cold room, reminding you that you are not forgotten, not unseen, and not left to carry anything alone. Healing always begins in these quiet moments when your soul finally releases what it has held too tightly. If this prayer is already touching your heart, I invite you to write in the comments, "Lord, heal my heart tonight," and share your prayer request, so the Sleep Night Prayer family can lift you up with love and intercession as you rest. Holy Spirit, move through this room now and make it a sanctuary where wounded hearts find refuge, safety, and deep inner restoration. Let your presence wash through every corner, pushing out fear, sadness, heaviness, and emotional exhaustion, until only your peace remains. Let every anxious thought begin to slow, every painful memory begin to quiet, and every unspoken grief begin to soften beneath your healing warmth. Hover over their bed like a gentle shield of comfort, guarding them from the torment of restless thoughts and the sting of emotional fatigue. Let the stillness of heaven touch this very atmosphere and fill it with peace that the world cannot give. Lord, for every night they cried silently, wrap their spirit in your comfort and remind them that you counted each tear and stored it in your hands. For every moment they felt abandoned or misunderstood, whisper into their heart that you have never left them for a single second. For every disappointment they've had to swallow, heal the sting with your kindness and remind them that you are still writing their story with divine precision. For every wound caused by betrayal, Restore the places that trust was broken and teach their heart to hope again. Tonight, let healing unfold like dawn rising slowly, gently, and beautifully over the horizon of their soul. Father, reach into the deep places where the root of the pain was planted and pull it up with tenderness, replacing it with courage, love, and emotional wholeness. Touch the hidden memories that shaped their fears, the unspoken hopes that felt too fragile to voice, and the silent battles that left them weary. Speak restoration into the deepest cracks of their heart and fill those spaces with your strength and compassion. Let them feel you holding them with a love that wraps around every shattered corner and binds it with holy comfort. Tonight, let their heart become a resting place where peace, hope, and healing can finally take root. Lord, some wounds didn't start today. They began years ago through moments they were too young to understand or too overwhelmed to heal from. Tonight, go back into their past and rewrite the narratives that caused shame, insecurity, or silent suffering. Remove the weight of old fears that still echo in the present and replace them with the assurance of your unfailing love. Heal not only what happened, but how it shaped their heart, so they no longer carry the shadows of yesterday into tomorrow. Solve life into every place where pain tried to take root, and let healing flow like a river through every memory. Holy Spirit, hover over their thoughts tonight and silence the lies that whisper they are not enough, not worthy, or not lovable. Replace every false belief with truth spoken straight from heaven. They are chosen, cherished, and deeply valued. Let these truths echo softly in their heart as they fall asleep, reminding them they were created with purpose and beauty even in seasons of brokenness. Let the gentle voice of your love be louder than the voice of fear, shame, or regret. Wrap their mind in the warm blanket of divine truth that brings rest to the deepest layers of the soul. Lord, as they lie down tonight, touch the burdens they cannot express, the questions they cannot answer, and the longings they cannot articulate. Heal the disappointment of unmet expectations and the sorrow of prayers they felt went unanswered. Release the weight of what they wished had happened and instead fill their heart with trust for what you are still preparing. Let them rest knowing that healing is happening even when they cannot see it, and restoration is unfolding even when they cannot feel it. Give them peace in the waiting and hope in the unknown. Father, mend the emotional fractures that made it hard for them to love, to trust, or to hope again. Let your presence soothe the scars left by rejection, loneliness, or heartbreak, and transform those wounds into testimony. Strengthen the places where fear tried to weaken them, and lift the places where grief tried to drown them. Let deep healing move through every fiber of their being until they feel whole, steady, and grounded in your love. Tonight, let restoration begin quietly but powerfully within them. Holy Spirit, place your hand over their heart and let warmth flow into every space where coldness from hurt resides. Melt away the tension that sits like a stone in their chest and replace it with softness, compassion, and peace. Let the beat of their heart slow into a gentle rhythm as they feel you near, whispering comfort into every breath. Let your nearness be the medicine for every emotional bruise. Let this night become an altar where healing begins. Lord, take the sting out of today's disappointments and the fear out of tomorrow's unknowns. Release their heart from the pressure to hold everything together and remind them that you are carrying what they cannot. Bring calm to the questions that swirl in their mind and rest to the places where worry has been planted. Replace every anxious expectation with a steady trust in your perfect timing. Wrap them in the warm assurance that they are safe in your love. God, let your love fill the cracks where their strength has faded and where their hope grew thin. Rebuild confidence in the places where doubt stole their courage and refresh joy in the places where sadness drained their energy. Let this night become a moment where their heart finally exhaled after a long season of holding too much. Let your healing presence wrap around them like a blanket that soothes the deepest aches. Tonight, Let them feel held, restored, and comforted. Holy Spirit, breathe upon their emotions, like a gentle wind that smooths the rough edges of their day. Let them feel the weight of your tenderness, lifting the heavy pressure they've carried in silence for far too long. Calm the storms inside that no one else sees, and quiet the internal battles that have worn them down. Fill their soul with serenity that sinks deeply into every restless corner. Tonight, let healing flow without resistance. Lord, let their sleep be holy, undisturbed, and soaked in your presence. Let your peace guide their dreams, your angels guard their rest, and your love hold their spirit until morning. Let healing continue through the night, like soft waves washing over their heart again and again. Let their body rest fully, their mind release completely, and their heart trust entirely. Tonight, surround them with the comfort of heaven, as healing continues to unfold gently within them. Father, as this precious heart remains before you tonight, let your healing presence continue to move like a gentle river flowing through every hidden place that still aches in silence. Let the softness of your love melt away the heaviness that settled inside them without permission, loosening the tightness that worry wrapped around their chest. Touch the places where sadness tried to write untrue stories about their worth, and overwrite every lie with the truth of your compassion. Let your light seep into the darkest corners where discouragement whispered its poison, and bring warmth where coldness once lived. Tonight, continue what you started, and let healing deepen with every breath they release into your hand. Lord, lift the invisible weights they have carried so long that they forgot how light their soul is meant to feel. Break the chains of inner pressure that told them they must be strong every moment, even when their heart was silently shattering inside. Release them from the unspoken fear that if they stop holding everything together, everything will fall apart. Teach their heart once again that you, not their effort, not their strength, are the one who sustains their world. Cover them in the assurance that resting is not weakness, but a holy act of trust. Holy Spirit, calm the emotional storms that rise suddenly at night, when the world grows quiet and the mind becomes louder. Silence the echoes of past mistakes, unmet expectations, or painful words that were spoken over them long ago. Replace every anxious swirl with the stillness of your presence and the steady rhythm of your peace. Let their thoughts anchor in the truth that you heal, redeem, restore, and rebuild. Let their mind find safety in the quiet certainty of your love. Father, tonight we ask you to heal the deep heartbreaks that shaped their fears and wounded their ability to trust. Touch the memories where betrayal left cracks that never fully closed, and pour healing oil into those places with tenderness. Restore the fragments of their confidence where rejection left scars that seemed impossible to hide. Replace the sting of broken trust with the warmth of divine protection that never fails. Let their heart breathe again without fearing the next disappointment. God, bring healing to the emotional exhaustion that made hope feel heavy and joy feel distant. Strengthen the places where their spirit grew tired from giving too much, caring too deeply, and pretending too often that everything was okay. Pour rest into the parts of their heart that haven't known true peace in far too long. Let them feel the weight of responsibility lift as they place their burdens into your hands. Replace weariness with quiet revival that gently renews their soul. Lord, heal the inner wounds caused by unkind words, forgotten promises, and people who didn't know how to care for their heart. Remove the lingering shadows left by seasons where they were overlooked, misunderstood, or unfairly judged. Cleanse their heart from bitterness that tried to grow roots where pain once lived. Replace every harsh memory with the softness of your truth that they are valued, chosen, and lovingly held. Let their spirit rise again free from the residue of past wrong. Holy Spirit, soothe the fear that keeps them guarded, afraid to open up, afraid to love fully, afraid to trust even when love is offered. Melt the walls built from old pain, not with force, but with compassion that reassures them they are safe in your arms. Let their heart learn again that vulnerability is not danger, when it is placed in your care. Teach them that healing is not losing, but gaining the capacity to feel again. Wrap them in courage that grows stronger through your presence. Father, touch the silent disappointments that no one knows about, the prayers that felt unanswered, the hopes that seemed delayed, and the dreams that seemed too fragile to speak. Heal the heartbreak of waiting seasons where they didn't know what you were doing or why it took so long. Replace frustration with patience, confusion with clarity, and discouragement with quiet expectation. Whisper reassurance into their soul that you have not forgotten their desires. Let them rest in the truth that your timing is always healing, never harming. Lord, bring peace to the emotional bruises that come from loving deeply and losing unexpectedly. Wrap comfort around the grief that sits quietly beneath their daily routine, unseen by others, but fully known to you. Let your love sit beside the sadness, not rushing it away, but healing it with understanding. Touch the places where longing aches with a gentleness that feels like home. Let tonight be a night where sorrow begins to loosen its grip under your healing hand. Holy Spirit, settle their heart where restlessness tried to take root, and bring ease to the places where worry has been living rent-free. Let every tight thought begin to relax as your presence fills the space around them, like a warm blanket. Calm the inner tremble of fear with the soundless reassurance of heaven's peace. Let their spirit unwind from the tensions it held all day long. Let every breath they take become a step deeper into divine comfort. Father, tonight, we ask you to restore emotional balance, where stress has overworked their feelings and tension has drained their joy. Bring harmony to the parts of their soul that feel pulled in too many directions. Rebuild stability where overwhelm robbed them of rest, and refill their heart with peace where chaos tried to steal their focus. Let every worry fall away from their mind like dried leaves shaking off a tree. Let this moment become a sanctuary of quiet healing. Lord, heal the places where they felt unseen, even when surrounded by people, and restore the dignity that loneliness tried to dim. Let your presence fill every empty space inside them, until they no longer feel forgotten or overlooked. Remind them that you notice every detail of their heart, every longing, every fear, and every silent cry. Wrap them in the comfort of knowing they are deeply known by you. Let belonging rise within them like a warm sunrise. Holy Spirit, breathe healing into emotional patterns that have been hard to break, patterns of overthinking, people-pleasing, self-blame, or carrying wounds in silence. Release them from the pressure to be everything to everyone and guide them back to the peace of being simply and wholly. Replace unhealthy cycles with rhythms of rest, renewal, and confidence. Transform old reactions into new resilience shaped by your presence. Let tonight mark the beginning of healthier, softer, more healed emotional space. Father, touch the places where regret still lingers like a faint bruise on the heart. Heal the memories that replay with what if, why did I, or I wish I had known better. Wash away the heaviness of past mistakes with your grace that restores all things. Remind them that nothing in their story is beyond redemption when placed in your hands. Let forgiveness towards self and others settle like gentle rain. Lord, continue to pour peace into their thoughts until anxiety has no room to speak and fear has no space to breathe. Let every troubled memory quiet itself beneath the authority of your love. Wrap their mind in the tender warmth of your constant presence. Let every racing thought slow, every tense emotion soften, and every restless feeling grow still. Let your peace rise like a gentle tide covering the shores of their heart. Holy Spirit, make their heart feel light again, as you release the emotional burdens that made breathing feel heavy. Let joy return where sadness built a home, and hope bloom where discouragement once planted seeds. Restore their inner strength with softness, not pressure, and with tenderness, not force. Let their soul return to the sweetness of being held by you. Let healing become the quiet anthem of their night. Father, As they prepare for deep sleep, let your comfort surround them like warm arms, pulling them into safety and rest. Guard them from nightmares, intrusive thoughts, and emotional agitation. Let their dreams be touched by your peace, and their rest be touched by your healing. Allow every beat of their heart to slow into calmness, and every breath to sink into serenity. Let healing continue even as their eyes close. Lord, settle over them with a love that feels like pure relief after a long, heavy season. Release the weight of the day from their spirit and blanket them with comfort so deep that it reaches the oldest wounds. Let the softness of your presence soothe every part of their heart that longed for comfort but didn't know how to ask for it. Let their sleep be safe, holy, and filled with restoration. Let tonight's healing carry into tomorrow with new strength. Father, as this heart remains before you in the quiet of this night, let your healing presence continue to move gently through every corner of their soul where pain has lived too long. Let your mercy wash over emotions that became tangled from years of silent battles and buried grief. Touch the places that still flinch from old wounds and bring comfort that reaches deeper than any human reassurance. Let the warmth of your love soften the heaviness they've carried in silence. Tonight, let your healing complete what their strength could never accomplish alone. Lord, bring restoration to the parts of them that learn to cope instead of truly heal, and remind their heart that they no longer have to survive on shallow breaths or forced smiles. Pour healing oil on the emotional bruises left by seasons where they had to be strong even when their spirit wanted to collapse. Restore the places where broken trust made them guarded, where disappointment made them cautious, and where fear made them hesitant to hope. Let your tenderness teach them again that safety is possible in your presence. Wrap their heart in the assurance that healing is already unfolding. Holy Spirit, step into the quiet places where thoughts whirl too quickly and bring peace to every racing emotion that refuses to settle. Silence the whispers that speak guilt, shame, or self-blame, and replace them with truth spoken from heaven's heart. Bring clarity where confusion took root, and ease where tension tightened their spirit. Let their inner world align with your peace until the chaos loses its voice. Let calmness flood through them like gentle waves washing over restless shores. Father, touch the hidden grief they tucked away because they didn't want to burden anyone or didn't know how to explain the depth of their pain. Sit beside the sorrow that lingers without words and remind them that tears are not weakness, but windows where healing begins. Lift the weight of sadness that settled quietly over time and replace it with comfort that restores hope. Let every memory colored by loss be met with your compassion. Let your presence be the balm that soothes wounds time could not reach. Lord, heal the places where loneliness shaped their thoughts and made them believe they had to face every trial alone. Wrap them in the closeness of your nearness until isolation loses its power and connection with you becomes stronger than any emptiness inside. Speak into their heart that you have seen every moment of their pain and never once withdrew your presence. Remind them that they have always been held, even in seasons when they felt unseen. Let your companionship breathe life into the spaces where loneliness once dwelled. Holy Spirit, go to the roots of old emotional patterns that kept them stuck, repeating cycles that drained their energy and dimmed their hope. Break the chains of emotional habits formed from survival and not from truth. Replace unhealthy reactions with peace, unhealthy fears with confidence, and unhealthy expectations with trust in your goodness. Teach their heart new rhythms shaped by healing and grace. Let tonight be the beginning of stability growing, where instability once controlled them. Father, restore the parts of them that lost pieces of self-worth through heartbreak, criticism, or abandonment. Fill those hollow spaces with the truth that they are cherished by you, deeply loved, fully known, and eternally valued. Let your voice rewrite every false identity spoken over them in moments of pain. Strengthen their sense of worth, not with pride, but with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing they belong to you. Let dignity rise again in places it once felt crushed. Lord, release emotional burdens they never learned how to name, the ones that only show up as heaviness, fatigue, or a tightness that refuses to let go. Let your peace flow into those unspoken places, with gentleness that softens the unseen weight. Teach their heart to rest, instead of brace for more pain. Replace hidden tension with deep inner rest. Let every breath they take tonight be an exhale of relief. Holy Spirit, heal the wounds left by words that cut too deeply, expectations that crushed too heavily, and disappointments that lingered too painfully. Remove the sting those moments left behind, and replace them with truth that restores confidence and calm. Let their emotions no longer be ruled by what hurt them, but by the presence of the one who heals them. Lift every emotional imprint that tried to shape their identity. Let your healing flow like light, pushing out the shadows within. Father, bring renewal to their spirit where exhaustion has drained their joy and where stress has worn their resilience thin. Restore the energy that emotional pain has stolen over the years. Let freshness fill the places where heaviness once settled. Pour strength into their heart until it beats with hope again. Let renewal rise inside them, like a slow dawn breaking through a long night. Lord, release them from the emotional fear of stepping into new seasons, because old wounds made them cautious and guarded. Heal the hesitancy that grew from past disappointments and teach them to walk boldly into the future you are shaping. Replace hesitation with trust, fear with courage, and doubt with expectation. Let the lessons of yesterday no longer define their direction. Let tonight's healing open the door to new beginning. Holy Spirit, soothe the parts of them that carried silent anger, not the loud kind, but the quiet resentment that comes from feeling unheard, unprotected, or misunderstood. Heal the raw places where they struggled to forgive because the wound was so deep. Bring softness where hardness formed for self-protection, and bring clarity where confusion clouded their emotions. Let forgiveness flow slowly, gently, and without pressure as you lead them into peace. Father, remove the lingering agitation that rises without warning, and replace it with calm steadiness that rests on your presence. Bring stillness to their nervous mind and peace to their restless spirit. Let tranquility cover them like a warm blanket until every anxious ripple grows quiet. Let every part of them that tenses naturally begin to relax under your care. Let your peace become their refuge. Lord, heal the parts of them that feel fragmented, the parts that feel tired, the parts that feel hopeful, the parts that feel wounded, and the parts that feel strong. Bring unity to their emotional world, so they no longer feel pulled between too many directions. Let their heart find balance in you. Let their spirit find strength in you, and let their soul find rest in you. Holy Spirit, untangle the emotions that have piled up over time, leaving confusion, heaviness, or numbness where clarity should live. Sort through what is theirs to carry and what they must release into your hands. Bring direction to their heart so they can understand their feelings with wisdom and peace. Replace the chaos of jumbled emotion with organized calm. Let their inner world become quiet and clear again. Father, continue healing the parts of them that feel distant, disconnected, or numb, because pain demanded they shut down their feelings to survive. Restore the softness in them without making them vulnerable to more hurt. Let them feel again without fear, love again without hesitancy, and hope again without trembling. Let their heart reopen gently under your protection. Let emotional freedom rise like a breath they've long needed. Lord, prepare their heart even deeper for rest tonight, removing the strain of today and clearing the weight of yesterday. Cover them with comfort, so thick that every layer of their heart feels held and safe. Guard their dreams, protect their rest, and speak healing into their spirit even while they sleep. Let restoration continue in the quiet hours of the night, and let the peace you place in them tonight carry into the sunrise of tomorrow. Holy Spirit, let this night be a holy night, where healing continues like a soft river flowing through their emotions, without resistance. Let every anxious corner grow still, every tense emotion unwind, and every wounded place soften under your touch. Let them sink deeply into rest, knowing you are tending to what they cannot fix alone. Cover them with warmth that feels like reassurance, and let their hearts settle into peace that protects and restores. Father, as this heart stays before you in the stillness of this night, let your healing continue to move through every layer of pain that has taken root over the years. Touch the emotions they buried because they didn't want to feel weak or be judged for hurting. Bring comfort to the places where their spirit trembled silently beneath responsibilities no one else understood. Let your love rest upon the wounds that have been aching far too long. Tonight, let your presence reach deeper than memory, deeper than fear, and deeper than sorrow. Lord, heal the places where disappointment settled so deeply that it became part of their expectations without them realizing it. Replace the quiet belief that nothing good will last with the truth that you are faithful, present, and always working for their good. Remove the heaviness that formed when hopes fell apart and when plans crumbled unexpectedly. Replace discouragement with renewed strength and the gentle ability to hope again. Let this night be a turning point where old discouragement loses its grip. Holy Spirit, bring release to the heavy emotions they've carried from people who hurt them without ever apologizing or trying to understand. Heal the parts of their heart that grew tired from waiting for closure they may never receive. Pour tenderness into the wounds left by broken promises, distant affection, or unavailable love. Let your presence speak the words they needed but never heard. Let their heart feel seen, acknowledged, and comforted by the one who knows everything. Father, restore the softness of trust, where betrayal made them guarded and slow to open up. Heal the memories that made their heart question if love is worth the risk, or if honesty would only lead to pain. Let the tenderness of your truth rewrite the old narratives shaped by fear and disappointment. Remind them that your love never fails, never wounds, never misleads. Let trust slowly rise again within them as you rebuild what was broken. Lord, soothe the emotional fatigue that comes from caring deeply in a world that often responds with indifference or misunderstanding. Heal the places where they felt used, overlooked, or taken for granted. Bring comfort to the heart that gave more than it received and kept giving even when empty. Remind them that their love, their loyalty, and their kindness are seen by heaven. Pour rest into the parts of their spirit that no longer know how to replenish themselves. Holy Spirit, quiet the overthinking that never seems to stop, especially at night when the world grows still and their mind grows loud. Silence the looping thoughts that replay old conversations, question past decisions, or fear future outcomes. Bring peace to the anxious corners where their heart tries to brace for what might happen. Replace every tense thought with a breath of tranquility. Let their mind find rest in the certainty of your presence. Father, heal the emotional wounds left by seasons where they had to pretend they were okay because no one asked how they truly felt. Touch the hidden places where the world's expectations became heavier than their strength. Wrap compassion around the moments they whispered to themselves that they just needed to get through the day. Let your love speak into the exhaustion that formed in silence. Let their soul feel understood in a way words cannot describe. Lord, remove the lingering residue left by situations that blindsided them and left their heart without answers. Heal the confusion from sudden endings, unexpected shifts, or relationships that changed without explanation. Bring clarity where their spirit has been foggy and comfort where their heart has been unsettled. Replace the weight of why with the peace of you know. Let their heart find rest in the truth that you waste nothing, not even their pain. Holy Spirit, touch the places where suppressed emotions hardened into tension they couldn't identify but lived with daily. Melt away the tightness sitting in their chest, the heaviness behind their eyes, and the pressure that has followed them like a shadow. Let their heart relax in your presence until their body follows and their mind finally releases. Bring deep release that unravels what years of stress have tied into knots. Let this night be a soft unraveling of every unspoken ache. Father, heal the part of them that struggles with forgiving themselves, even after you've already extended mercy. Lift the guilt that resurfaces in quiet moments, and the shame that lingers behind decisions they would change if they could. Remind them that your grace covers what their memory holds against them. Restore their self-compassion and teach their heart to be gentle with itself. Let forgiveness flow inward tonight with kindness and truth. Lord, bring healing to the emotional numbness that formed when feelings became too heavy to carry and too painful to process. Revive the parts of them that went quiet just to survive harsh seasons. Breathe life into the areas where joy felt muted and where passion felt dimmed. Let their heart rediscover the ability to feel deeply without fear. Restore sensitivity without pain and softness without vulnerability to harm. Holy Spirit, calm the internal pressure that tells them they must always be strong, composed, and unshaken. Remind them that you are the one who carries them, supports them, and strengthens them from within. Lift the weight of perfection, expectation, and silent responsibility. Teach their heart that weakness is a doorway to your power. Let them find peace in surrender instead of exhaustion from trying to hold everything together. Father, bring healing to the places where comparison stole their peace and made them feel inadequate or behind. Quiet the voice that whispers they aren't doing enough, aren't progressing fast enough, or aren't becoming who they should be. Replace those lies with your truth, that they are exactly where you are working, shaping and preparing them. Restore their confidence, not through achievement, but through identity in you. Let self-criticism fall away tonight. Lord, soothe the emotional aches that surface at night, the ones triggered by silence, memories, or unspoken fears. Bring comfort to the longing for companionship, understanding, or stability. Heal the parts of their heart that grieve what was lost or never fully received. Wrap your presence around the ache that appears only in the quiet. Let your love sit gently with them until peace settles in. Holy Spirit, bring healing to the disappointments that made them afraid to expect anything good. Replace fear with anticipation, doubt with confidence, and discouragement with renewed faith. Let hope rise inside them like a steady flame that cannot be extinguished. Restore belief in new beginnings, restored relationships, and redeemed stories. Let tonight awaken hope they thought was gone forever. Father, touch the heart that has waited long, prayed long, and endured long seasons without seeing the change they longed for. Strengthen the places where patience has grown weary and resilience has grown thin. Whisper reassurance that their waiting is not wasted and their prayers are not ignored. Let them rest in the truth that you are moving even when nothing seems to shift. Let your timing bring deep comfort to their spirit. Lord, settle over them with a peace that sinks into every wounded memory, every lingering fear, and every tired emotion. Let your presence wrap around them like a warm blanket, easing every ache and steadying every breath. Bring rest to their heart, rest to their thoughts, and rest to their spirit. Let comfort fill the atmosphere around them until everything inside them grows quiet. Tonight, let healing settle deeper than ever before. Holy Spirit, continue to work through this night, tending to every part of their heart that still needs restoration. Let peace flow where turmoil tried to rise. Let warmth flow where coldness once lived, and let strength rise where weakness felt overwhelming. Let this night become a gentle turning point toward wholeness, stability, and inner freedom. Cover their rest with protection, comfort, and grace. Let their healing journey continue without interruption. Father, continue to move through this heart tonight with the same tenderness that has been healing every hidden place layer by layer. Let the comfort of your presence settle deeply where emotional storms once lived, and where unspoken fears once whispered. Touch the places where their spirit still trembles with old memories, and let your peace silence them one by one. Bring warmth into the corners of their heart that still feel cold from past wounds. Let healing continue flowing like a river that does not run dry. Lord, restore the gentle parts of them that were hardened by pain and disappointment until they no longer recognize their own tenderness. Let your love soften the edges that life sharpened and bring calm where tension built walls around their emotions. Remove the fear of feeling again and replace it with the courage to trust your protection. Let the softness they once had return with strength instead of vulnerability. Let their heart rediscover beauty without fear of breaking. Holy Spirit, speak into the rooms of their soul where silence has lingered too long and where sorrows settled without being invited. Fill those spaces with your voice of comfort, healing, and deep reassurance. Let every echo of loneliness diminish under the weight of your nearness. Let their heart feel accompanied, valued, and cared for in ways words cannot fully express. Let your presence remind them that they have never been abandoned. Father, release them from the emotional pressure that keeps them alert, guarded, or afraid to rest fully. Let the weight they didn't even know they were carrying fall gently from their spirit as you hold them tonight. Let their body relax, their mind settle, and their soul unwind under your care. Replace survival instincts with deep trust. Let them feel safe enough to let go. Lord, bring healing to the shadows of past seasons that still linger even after the moment has passed, leaving subtle aches behind. Reach into those places and shine your light until nothing hidden remains painful or overwhelming. Let restoration fill the gaps created by loss, change, or heartbreak. Let every wound close in the warmth of your mercy. Let their spirit feel whole again. Holy Spirit, touch the fears that rise without warning. The fear of the unknown, the fear of being hurt again, the fear of not being enough. Replace each one with a truth spoken directly from your heart. Whisper peace over every trembling thought and calm over every uncertain emotion. Let security replace insecurity and courage replace worry. Let fear lose its grip completely under your authority. Father, mend the spaces where their heart lost pieces of confidence, self-worth, or identity across seasons of difficulty. Restore those areas with truth stronger than past experiences and more powerful than past wounds. Let their spirit feel anchored in who you say they are, not in what life has done to them. Replace every lie with clarity. Replace every insecurity with assurance. Lord, heal the emotions that were stretched thin from giving love that was not returned, loyalty that was not valued, and effort that went unseen. Let their heart be refilled with the love, strength, and affirmation that only you can provide. Bring replenishment where their spirit feels empty. Bring renewal where their energy feels drained. Let them feel restored in ways that exceed what they lost. Holy Spirit, settle deeply into the worries that linger from today, the ones that built up quietly without their awareness. Let your peace sweep through their mind like a soft wind, clearing away every anxious thought. Let their heart unclench and release the silent pressure they carried. Let them feel the relief of surrender. Let this night become a sanctuary for their spirit. Father, strengthen the parts of them that have grown tired from navigating emotional battles they never wanted but endured anyway. Lift their spirit with resilience, shaped not by force but by grace. Let new strength rise where old exhaustion sat heavy. Let new hope rise where discouragement tried to settle. Let new joy rise where sadness once lived. Lord, calm their mind where overthinking tries to replay old failures or future fears. Quiet the mental noise that steals peace and replace it with stillness that holds them gently. Let clarity rise in place of confusion. Let rest rise in place of tension. Let peace rise in place of mental unrest. Holy Spirit, touch the unspoken desires tucked into their heart. The longing for healing, the longing for stability, the longing for peace, the longing for emotional wholeness. Let these desires be cared for with gentleness and wisdom. Bring reassurance that you are tending to what they cannot see. Let their heart feel the comfort of knowing you are working behind the scenes. Let trust settle in where impatience once lived. Father, heal the emotional cracks created by years of holding everything together for others while neglecting their own heart. Let compassion return inward as you restore their sense of worth and deservingness. Let their heart feel prioritized, protected and loved by you. Let the pressure to be strong for everyone else fade in your presence. Let them rest, knowing you are strong for them. Lord, touch the parts of their soul that no longer cry but still ache. The parts that no longer break, but still feel fragile. The parts that no longer shout, but still whisper fear. Bring deep restoration to these quiet places. Let healing settle where pain has lived unnoticed. Let comfort reach where sorrow has been silent. Let your love become louder than every ache. Holy Spirit, wrap your presence around their heart like a warm embrace that never lets go. Let every tense moment, every painful memory, and every emotional bruise fall into your care. Let their hearts sink into rest with full confidence that you are healing them from the inside out. Let relief wash over them like a soft wave. Let comfort guard their rest. Father, as they prepare to sleep, let your peace guard their dreams, and your angels stand watch over their rest. Let no torment, worry, or distress come near their mind tonight. Let healing continue in their sleep, in ways they cannot comprehend. Let their heart rest deeply, knowing you are working in the silence. Let this night mark a holy shift within them. Lord, tonight we lift up every unspoken prayer, every silent longing, and every hidden hope that they hold within their heart. Let nothing remain untouched by your healing hand. Let every part of their soul be restored, mended, and filled with your love. Let tomorrow carry the evidence of the healing you performed tonight, and let their heart awaken renewed, strengthened and whole. Holy Spirit, we seal this night with your presence, with your healing, and with your love that transforms every wounded corner of the heart. Let peace be their companion, comfort be their refuge, and restoration be their portion. Cover them in the protection of heaven as they sleep. Surround them with safety, hope, and healing.